What's up, guys? It's Ty Mess, and the NFL schedules came out last night. So let's talk about the Saints, and we're going to count how many wins we're going to get this season. This is part one. So we're going to start with what we should expect of the season, and then talk a little bit about the first few games right out of the gate. So first thoughts. Let's talk about the offense. Carmichael has a lot to prove this season, but so does Derek Carr. So if we're to believe what we're told, Carmichael's big thing on offense is always have the right play available, which means that he calls multiple plays and expects his quarterback to get us in the right look based on what he sees. This is something that I think Jameis Winston did not do super well. And I think it's something that Andy Dalton was probably capable of maybe deciphering the right play, but he couldn't execute. I think Derek Carr gives us a great chance to actually see the improvement we need and find out actually if Carmichael is a good enough play caller like we thought he was. The West Coast offense, we expect to probably see some of that come in as well. And a lot of that is going to be timing routes. So I think we should expect is to see Chris Olave have a huge start to the season. I know Mike Thomas is coming back, but it sounds like he's still going to be out for a little while. And a lot of this timing stuff has got to be worked out early. So I think that what you should expect is a lot of Olave early. And what we need to see improvement from offensive line play and the rushing attack. We need to commit a little more and be a little more efficient on the ground. Hopefully the draft pick and the addition of Jamal Williams will help in that area. Obviously, when Kamara's right, he's one of the best backs in the league. So those are strengths and weaknesses potentially on offense. Defensively, we've been great against rushing attacks, which will be very good for us this season. How the schedule lines up, many of the teams on our schedule, working with new quarterbacks and are teams that prefer to run the ball. A good portion of the schedule actually lines up great for that if we can continue to be stout against the run. We did not cause really any turnovers last year, and I don't know how much better we're going to be at this year, how much better we can get at that. I'm not sure. One area that we did address, though, is that we should be able to get to the quarterback and get some sacks. So maybe that will be the positives that we take out of it, but we'll have to see. Let's get right into the schedule, though, because it's very exciting stuff, and I'm going to tell you kind of what I think on each one. So we start off at home with the Titans. Titans finished last year 7-10. They didn't add a ton in the draft. That's notable. Key players are coming back. Treylon Burks probably expected to do a little better. Derrick Henry getting a little long in the teeth, but he's still there. And then they drafted another quarterback. So this is 2 years in a row. They've drafted a quarterback potentially to replace Tannehill. Malik Willis last year, Will Levis this year. Will Levis, to me, seems like the best case scenario. He's Ryan Tannehill, but younger. So this is an interesting one early in the season. Henry is getting older, and we are good against the run, but this also is going to be the healthiest that Derrick Henry will be all season. He will be super fresh. He'll be ready to go. And the Saints are notoriously slow out of the gates. So I actually, despite having the Titans trending down for the season and into the future, I actually have us opening the season with a loss at home. I think the Titans have enough continuity that I actually think that we're going to start slow and take a loss here. But that means the very next week we go on the road to the Panthers, who were 7-10 last year. They are definitely taking a step back. They drafted Bryce Young. They've added Adam Thielen. DJ Chark is there. They were 29th in passing last year, 10th in rushing. So they're going to try to run the ball with Sanders, an addition to Hubbard and Blackshear. All are decent to good running backs that are effective, but I do think that we have a good chance to take a win here, an early win against a divisional opponent on the road while they sort out their quarterback situation. So that's a W. Packers away. We go away again. This is a Jordan Love situation. So another newish quarterback that don't really know what to expect. So this is another team that has a decent running attack and a very, very nice defensive unit, similar to the Titans, but not a lot of firepower. And we don't know what to expect out of the quarterback. So I think that this is going to be another game where we can control the tempo, take advantage of a quarterback that is less polished and less accomplished than our own guy. And I think we'll see Derek Carr start to get into a flow and rhythm. I have this as a win as well. And then the Bucs home game, another division opponent. Let's take care of business early. They were 8-9 last year. I don't know if everyone kept track. They do now have Baker Mayfield as the guy, I guess, that's going to be behind the helm. Still have Godwin and Evans. They have Chase Edmonds, I believe, that they added to running back. The reality is that this team should be bad. And the only thing that they're very good at, or were very good at when they made their runs with Brady, was that they had an excellent pass rush. But again, getting into rhythm, getting the timing down, I think that Derek Carr getting the ball out early will be huge, and it should mitigate for any of that pass rush. I have that as a win, and that takes us through the first quarter of the season, 3-1 again, and that's even with a home loss to the Titans, which could go either way. But I think right after that, 2 great road wins, Panthers, Packers, and then cleaning up the Bucs at home. That's a 3-1 start with 2 division wins in the bag, and that's, I think we got to get to probably 10 wins to win the division, and we're halfway there. We'll be back with another segment, part 2, where we'll keep counting the wins and see where we get to.